بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه وذرياته وأهل بيته وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربي زدني علما. اللهم إنا نسألك إيمانا كاملا ويقينا صادقا وقلبا خاشعا ولسانا ذاكرا وعينا دامعا ورزقا طيبا وعلما نافعا. Okay, so the review sheet should be in front of you. And the date on it is 12/2/2013. The past tense verb, turn on the lights on. The past tense verb is formed from the root word الفعل الماضي مشتق من المصدر. We mentioned this last week. It should be very clear that if we want to make the past tense, we're going to have to go to the root word, and from the root word we'll see the root letters, and then we will put the fathas on the fa kalima, the ain kalima, the lam kalima. And there we will have fi'l, al-fi'l al-madi, the past tense verb. The definition of a masdar, الذي صدرت عنه الأفعال واشتقت عنه. A word that verbs originate from and are derived from. ويشتق من الماضي والمضارع 14 صيغة. There are 14 verb forms of both the past tense and the present and future tense. So we had it on the board, and you have it in your handouts. The 14 verb forms. 3 are the ghaib, 3 are the mukhatab, and 2 for the mutakallim, or actually 4, 4, and 2. So that will make 12. Drop the alif lam from the masdar and add fathas to the 3 letters, and you will have the past tense as it says al-fi'lu. Drop the alif lam, it becomes just the fa'in lam, and then you put the fathas and it becomes fa'ala. Sometimes you will have a kasra or a dhamma on the ain position. So the example given is, instead of sama'a, you will say sami'a. And dhamma, instead of qaraba, you will say qaruba. So that one man heard, sami'a. That one man came close, qaruba, instead of qaraba. The past tense verbs are conjugated by adding designated letters to the end of the verb. We mentioned last week that if you put an alif after the wahid mudhakkar ghaib, if you put an alif after it, fa'ala, you put an alif, fa'ala, it becomes dual or tathniya. And if you put a waw, fa'alu, it becomes jama' or plural. And then so on and so forth. Unlike English, Arabic also has a dual form in addition to the singular and plural forms. So we mentioned that last week also. Some terms to remember. We learned last week wahid. You can also say mufrad, which means singular. Tathniya or muthanna which stands for dual, and jama', or plural. And then gender, masculine and feminine, mudhakkar and mu'annath. And then person, first person, mutakallim, second person, mukhatab, third person, ghaib. When the person is talking, mutakallim, then when it's the first person, he's talking, he will be mutakallim. And if it's second person, you are talking to someone, it's mukhatab. And then when you are talking about someone, it's ghaib. So any questions on that before we move ahead? This was all a review from last week and the week before. All right, I had two questions before last week. I'll answer one of them right now because of the lack of time, and then I'll answer the other one next week because the person who asked, he's not even here. So, inshallah. The question that was asked was the word kathara, and I gave you two meanings. One meaning was, anybody? The word kathara or the word kafir? Kufr. What was the meaning that I gave? To disbelieve. Okay, one of the meanings was to disbelieve. Another meaning that I gave? To hide. Okay. Any other meaning that I gave? To cover. To hide, to cover is the same thing. Yeah. Okay, I gave one example, one translation. To be ungrateful. To be ungrateful. And I will explain how that meaning comes in through the Quran. If you open up the dictionary, I don't know if anybody has or people have gotten the dictionary yet, but let's open up the dictionary and go to the letter Kaf. Those of you who haven't. All right, one person.
Which letter?
Kaf. Kaf. And then after Kaf, then Fa, and then after Fa, Ra. Kafara. So you're going to always look at the root letters, right? So the first letter will be Kaf, the second letter will be Fa, and the third letter will be Ra. And it is on page 832 of this dictionary that we have. All right, the first word, first translation is at the bottom of the page 832, is to cover or hide. And another one, not to believe. And there are many, many meanings. And then there's one, it means to be ungrateful. All right? To be irreligious, not to believe, to curse, to swear. So, we should know that many Arabic words have many, many meanings like this. Like the word we mentioned, ayn. Ayn. If you look this word up in the dictionary, you will find it means eye, it means spring, it means source, it means itself, if you want to say it, itself. It means a whole also. It means a flower. It means choice. It means property. So many, many meanings. So Allah uses this word kafara in many meanings also, and that's where we will get this meaning. So one meaning, to cover, to hide. Next meaning, to disbelieve. Another meaning, to be ungrateful. So where does the word cover up means? Even before Islam, in Arabic, they would call a person who was a farmer kafir. And farmers or planters, kuffar. Alright, that's the plural of kafir. Kafir means planter. So what does he do? He takes a seed and he puts it in the ground and he puts some sand over it, some earth over it, and he covers it up. So that's where you get this word. Kafara, to cover up. So Allah uses this in the Quran. If we look at Surah Al-Hadid, which is the 57th surah of the Quran, and it is the 20th ayah. So 57th surah of the Quran. It's an amazing ayah. Subhanallah. Right.
57.
Alright, so Allah is talking about the life of this world. It's the 20th ayah and the 57th surah, Al-Hadid. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the life of this world. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار. So we see the word kuffara. أعجب الكفار نباته. Know that the life of this world is only play and amusement, pomp and mutual boasting among you, and rivalry in respect of wealth and children. It is as the likeness of vegetation after rain, thereof the growth is pleasing to the tiller. The tiller is someone who plants, right? A planter, a farmer. So it is pleasing to that planter or farmer or tiller. So that's where you get the word kuffar. So it has the meaning of planting something. And then it also has the meaning of expiation, to make up. For example, we say, what's the kaffara of? Somebody didn't fast for some reason, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, so we say, what's the kaffara? If you didn't fast intentionally, what's the kaffara? How do you expiate it? How do you make it up? So it has that meaning also. So if a person makes an oath and he breaks that oath, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَكَفَّارَتُهُ إِطْعَامُ عَشَرَةِ مَسَاكِينَ. How to amend that, how to expiate that, kaffara, you have to feed 10 poor people. So you see the word kaffara over here too, kaffara, to expiate, to cover up the misdeed, to cover up the mistake. And then the word also means to disbelieve. You look at Surah As-Saf, it's the 61st surah of the Quran, and it's the last ayah of this surah. فَآمَنَتْ طَائِفَةٌ مِّن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ وَكَفَرَتْ طَائِفَةٌ. Then a group from the Bani Israel believed, فَآمَنَتْ, and then in contrast to them, وَكَفَرَتْ طَائِفَةٌ, and a group disbelieved. So it has the meaning of disbelief also. So Allah uses it in different ways, and that's how we're going to find it. And the last, to be ungrateful, Surah An-Naml, which is the 27th surah of the Quran, ayah number 40. I know I'm going a little fast, but I'm reading the verse for you, the ayah for you, and I'm giving the translation also. وَمَنْ شَكَرَ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ رَبِّي غَنِيٌّ كَرِيمٌ. Surah An-Naml is the 27th surah of the Quran and the 40th ayah. And whoever is grateful, truly his gratitude is for his own self, and whoever is ungrateful. So in contrast of shukr is kufr. So these are all of these meanings for the word kafara. So somebody had asked this, and I wanted to, I didn't get a chance to explain it in detail. And so how does the word cover up, make sense for, when we say a kafir? So you have to go a little bit deep into the word. There's a hadith in Bukhari, and Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu narrates it. Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu says that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدُ عَلَى الْفِطْرَةِ فَأَبَوَاهُ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ أَوْ يُمَجِّسَانِهِ. Allah has created everyone on fitrah, a most perfect state, a most natural state. All right? So every human being is born pure. كل مولود يولد على الفطرة. He is born on Tawheed, he or she, in harmony with the Creator and with the creation. All right? So inherently, everybody is born a Muslim, a person who believes in Allah and submits to Allah and believes in the Tawheed of Allah. And then the environment that he's put in with his parents, they, change him to whatever state he goes to. Therefore, a person who is presented with the truth of his Creator, if he rejects it and disbelieves, he is in actuality covering up the true inner nature, the true fitrah of himself. So that's where the word covering up means. The true fitrah that he was given was submission to Allah, being a Muslim on Tawheed, and it is as if he's hiding the truth, he's covering up the truth. So this is a little understanding of the use of the word kafara in the Quran. The second question that was made last time was the use of we in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes uses the word huwa, huwa Allahu alladhi, so he, and sometimes huwa is singular, and sometimes it is singular mukhatab also. So somebody is talking to Allah and he will use singular. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. We only worship you. So ka is for singular. So, but when it comes to mutakallim, sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word ana. Ana is used many places in the Quran, and sometimes nahnu, which is we. Sometimes I is used, and sometimes we is used. So we becomes plural. So why use the word we? So inshallah, I don't have time in this session for that answer because there's a lot of things to answer in that. So inshallah, next week we will get into that, and when that person is also in class. All right. Now let's come back to the second handout that I gave you. And it has 5 words on the top. Fa'ala, and then the second column, fataha, and then the third column, bahatha, fourth column, kasara, and fifth column, dhahaba. So it looks something like this. Alright. I have left a lot of spaces for people to write in. So inshallah, we're only going to do one column, and the next columns people can do at home. So if you don't have something to write with, there's pencils here. And inshallah, we'll write it on the board also, and then you can also write on these sheets, inshallah. All right. The word fataha. Who can tell me what the word fatha means? Fataha.
Open.
Al-fathu. To open. Okay. Al-fathu means to open. Fataha, he opened. Fataha al-bab, he opened the door. Fataha al-bab, he opened the door. Alright? So, amazingly enough, fataha, the word fatha with all its forms comes 29 times in the Quran. 29 times in the Quran. So if we know this, we will know those 29 times in the Quran. Alright, so the example of fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna is already there. So in the same manner, let's conjugate and let's fill in the boxes for the second word, which means fataha. So, first one, word from al-fathu, we're not adding anything except for a fatha, and a fatha. Fataha. So you can write that next to fa'ala. All right. In the dual, we're going to add what letter? Everybody, what letter? Alif. We're going to add an alif. So the next box. Oops. Fataha.
But in the worksheet it will be down, right?
Yeah, in the worksheet it's down. It made it easy for me to make so many columns. So you will write on the next to fa'ala, you will write fataha. So you're adding an alif. You know, if you don't know how to write Arabic, I tell all my students who are young, pretend you're drawing, inshallah. Just pretend you're drawing, you'll get it, inshallah. For every letter we write, subhanallah, the reward. Too much reward, inshallah. And too much pleasure of Allah. We do it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alright, so we add this alif to make it dual. So this means all those women open the door, right?
Men.
Two men.
Okay, those two men opened. Alright, let's just say the door from now. So fatahal bab. Those two men opened the door. Alright, so what are we going to add for this one?
Wow.
A wow. Good. And alif. So the fatha. And then because of the wow, we're going to put, instead of fatha, we'll put a
Dhamma.
dhamma. Alright, fatahu. So you can fill that one in the third box next to fa'alu. Alright, we are going vertical, okay? Alright. That one man opened, those two men opened, all of those men opened. Alright, now we're going to go to the third person feminine. Wahid, mu'annath, ghaib. Mu'annath means feminine, ghaib means third person. We're talking about somebody and it's still singular. So that one lady opened the door. So fata, hat. Fatahat. So we added a ta sakina, ta with a sakin on it. Those two ladies opened the door. Fatahata. Okay? Those two ladies opened the door. And then all those ladies opened the door. What are we going to add? Who can tell me?
Noon.
So noon. Noon with a fatha. Good job. There's somebody which is alert. Alright. Fatahna. Alright. So noon with a fatha on top. All those ladies opened the door. Alright. Next one. You, one person. So we're talking to somebody. Second person. He's hadir. And mudhakkar. It's a male. And then wahid. So you open the door. What is going to come here? So fatah. Hat. Fatahat is there. So that's. What's on the ta, first of all? What's on the fatah, okay? And what's on the ha? Sukun. So fatahta. Fatahta. The ha doesn't look so okay, but. If I don't fix this, Dr. Saab's going to get mad at me. Fatahta. Is it legible? Fatahta. All right. And then, what do we add for the dual masculine?
Toha.
No. Ta and a what? Ma. Tuma, right? So we can say tuma. We're going to add a tuma. So fatah. فتحتما. And then all of you men open the door.
Two.
Fatahtum. All right, you one lady open the door. So instead of ta, we're going to add a
T.
T. So fatahti. Inshallah, we're going to keep doing this until everybody gets it. So it's not hard at all. Fatahti. All right. And then this is the tuma is the same for masculine and feminine. Fatahtuma again. Somebody asked, how will we know? Well, you're talking to two. If you're talking to two males, you'll know. Fatahtuma. You two males open it. If you're talking to two females, you'll know. If there's a male and a female, then always use the male. All right. That's the dominant gender. But of course, if it's Quran, then you will know by what's coming behind or what's coming ahead. So usually, two people are mentioned. Sometimes it's Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam. So two people are mentioned. Sometimes it's two women. In one surah, I think it's Surah Tahrim, it's Aisha and Hafsa radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. So two women are mentioned. Alright, so all those women, all you women, fatahtunna, and then I opened, and then all of us opened. Alright, the difference between this fatahna and this fatahna, there's an alif at the end. So you will know. Okay?
So your handout, the fatha is missing on the fatha two.
Yeah, okay. So just
That's
put
why I
it.
say fatha two.
So fa'altunna, fatahtunna. I did it this morning, so
No, that's okay.
I missed
I
the
just
fatah.
want to make sure.
Yeah, that's good. Good question. All right. So, Fataha was made from the masdar al-fathu. We dropped the alif lam. We got the three letters. We put a fatha, fatha, fatha on them, and it became Fataha. Now, all the rest of these forms are made from this word, the wahid mudakkar ghaib. This word is made from the masdar, the root word, and all of these words are made from the wahid mudakkar ghaib. Alright? So what do we do to the wahid mudakkar ghaib? The singular third person masculine, what do we do to it to make it dual? You add an alif at the end to make it masculine dual. You add a waw to it to make it jama mudakkar ghaib, plural, third person masculine. You added a waw. You added ta sakina to make it third person singular. So wahid muannath ghaib, the third person feminine singular. I'm going to do it over and over again with different words. So even though I'm going fast, I'm going to do another one, another word, and another word, so it will make sense. Fatahata, those two women opened the door. You added a ta and an alif with the fatha on it to fataha, and it became fatahata, and this is how you make the dual third person feminine. You added a nun fatha, and you gave that a sakin. So you gave the sakin to the third kalima, to the lam kalima, and you put a fatha on the noon, and it became fatahna, and this is jama Mu'annath, ghaib. Jama means plural, mu'annath means feminine, ghaib, third person, not present. Now we go to the second person. If you're talking to someone, you open the door. So you're going to say fatahta. You, one man, opened it. So you put a sakin on the ha and you put a ta fatha at the end and it becomes fatahta. And then you add a tuma to make it dual, fatahtuma. And you add a tum at the end to make it plural. You, all you men, open the door. Fatahtum. You, one woman, you, one lady, open the door. Fatahti. Fatahtuma, you two ladies, open the door. Fatahtunna, adding a tunna at the end, makes it all of you ladies. Adding a ta madhmuma at the end, ta with a dhamma on it, becomes fatahtu, I opened it. And fatahna, adding a na at the end, becomes we opened it. Alright, I'm going to go down the line. I'm not going to take names because I'm not good at names. Alright, so those two men opened the door.
Two men would be fatah,
Fatahu is all those men. I'm talking about those two men.
Fataha.
Good job. Fataha. Alright, you, one lady, open the door. You, one lady, open the door. Fatahtu is I open the door. I'm saying you, first of all, it's second person, and then it's the lady. You, one lady, open the door. What is it? Fatahti. Alright. All of you ladies open the door. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into second, third row. First row is the... You want to sit in the first row? Fatahna. Okay, what did I ask? You, all you ladies open the door now. Fatahna, it's a good answer, but it's those ladies. Fatahtunna. Okay, fatahtunna. Alright, that one man opened the door. Fataha. Good, first one. Alright, you should know, mashallah, he knows a lot. I open the door. Fatahtu. We open the door.
Fatahtuma.
We. So, it's mutakallim. We are talking. So it's either this or this.
Fatahtuna.
Fatahna. Good job. Alright. Alright, all those men open the door. All those men. Ghaib. So it's all those men. So fatahna would be, they would get mad. You're calling them ladies. Alright, fatahu. Good job. Fatahu. All those men open the door. Alright, for you, we'll go to those two ladies open the door.
Fatahata.
Good job. MashaAllah. And then, let's go, that one lady opened the door. That one lady. So we're in the singular right now. And then we're on that lady. So it's Fatahat. Alright, so we are almost there. We are almost there. Alright, so what's the next word? You know what? Let's go to... Okay, so the rest of the columns, this is homework. So you can fill it out yourself. I won't check the homework. So you're going to just do it for Allah, inshallah. So you can fill it out at home whenever you get a chance to do this. So the next word is bahatha, which means he searched. And then kasara, he broke. And dhahaba, he went. I'll give you all the answers in like 10 seconds. Here we go. Bahatha, bahatha, bahathu, bahathat, bahathata, bahathna, bahathta, bahathuma, bahathtum, bahathti, bahathuma, bahathtunna, bahathtu, bahathna. See? So it should take you about 30 seconds to do this.
One day.
All right. The next worksheet also, there's more words you can practice with. You can call me if you don't know. Or you can go on the website, mashallah. It's looking good. I checked it a couple of times. And It's good. So you can go on there and you can review. Alright, so kharaja, to leave, he left. Haraba, he ran. Raqada, he slept. Raja'a, he returned. So kharaja, kharaja, kharaju, kharajat, kharajata, kharajna, kharajta, kharajtuma, kharajtum, kharajti, kharajtuma, kharajtunna, kharajtu, kharajna. So, alright, so the next thing I want to explain is the ayn kalima. Alright, so let's erase these real fast.
Middle one, huh?
And there we are. Okay, so let's use blue. May Allah bless all of you. Alright. So we will use the word sami'a. Alright. I won't put the things there yet. So if we open to this handout that I gave, so the first row of words are sami'a. Alright? So what I want to explain in this is, in most cases, the three letters of the wahid mudhakkar ghaib, in most cases in the Quran, in Hadith, and in Arabic, they have fathas on it. Sama'a. Alright? Like dakhala, qa'ada, jalasa, balagha, nashara, we went through all of these examples. But sometimes the ayn kalima has a kasra on it. Alright? Sometimes this ayn kalima, the middle letter, the second letter of the three, if there's three root letters, the second letter is called the ayn kalima. Alright? This is in the ayn position. For example, if we have fa'ala, so this comes, ayn is the, so the ayn position is the meme. Right? So this is the ayn kalima. So the ayn kalima sometimes has a kasra. Alright? So let's do this one. And then I give you a few words. Dhahika, he laughed. It also has, on the ha, the ayn kalima is the ha, it has a kasra. Shariba, he drank. So the ra, the ayn kalima has a kasra. Hamida, he praised. You know? And you know, we say this in our salah. We don't say Sama Allahu we say Sami Allahu liman hamida. So there's two madhis there. Sami'a is one. Allah heard that person who praised him. Hamida. Hamidahu. It's actually hamidahu. Sami Allahu liman hamida. So hamida also means he praised. So it won't be hamada. And it's not going to be sama Allahu. Unless the person is saying incorrect Arabic, which nowadays people do say. But in the real Arabic, this will be sami'a. So we're going to put a fatha and a kasra in the fatha. Alright? So some words in the Quran, some words in Arabic have a kasra in the ayn kalima. And this will be throughout the whole 14 words. Alright, so let's help me out.
Sami'a.
Alright, sami'a. Sami'a. Alright. Sami'u. So we got a sami'u. So kasra on the thing. Alright, so that one lady heard
Sami'at.
sami'at. Sami'at. And then those two ladies. Sami'ata. And all those ladies.
Sami'na.
We hear a lot of times سمعنا وأطعنا. We hear and we obey. But that is متكلم. سمعنا, we hear. وأطعنا, and we obey. Whatever Allah says and His Rasul says, we hear it and we obey it. All right, you one.
سمعت سمعت
سمعت. All right, you two.
سمعت
All right, we have a lot of people that are participating. That's good to hear. All right, all you men.
سمعتم.
سمعتم. I'm doing the work, right?
Yes.
But I'm getting the most reward. Yeah. If somebody from you teaches it to somebody else, this is my sadaqah jariyah, you know? So you have to teach it to your children, inshallah.
Inshallah.
May Allah bless you with tons of children, inshallah. And grandchildren. Some of us are in that age. All right, سمعت سمعتما سمعتم. You.
سمعت
All right, you two ladies.
سمعتما
And then
سمعتن
سمعتن. All right, and I heard.
سمعت
And
سمعنا
so this goes for both Jama and Tasniya. سمعنا. سمعنا وأطعنا. Okay, now who can do the translation? Can you do the translation of the first six? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The translation?
Yeah.
All right, the first one, he heard,
That one man heard. Okay.
those two men heard,
Okay.
all of those men heard, like more than two.
Good.
That one lady heard, those two ladies heard, and all of those ladies heard.
Nice. Can you do the next six? We're here, right?
You heard,
You one
you
man
one
heard.
heard, you two men heard, you all heard.
You one
she-
lady.
You one lady heard.
So if you say she, it becomes
One
third
lady.
person, right? So you one lady, you're talking to a lady.
You one lady heard, you
You
two
two
lady
ladies.
heard, you all lady heard.
And let's go with his back.
One person heard.
So you're talking now.
Oh, I heard.
I heard.
All heard.
We
We heard.
We heard. Okay. So this is Jama Mutakallim. So we are talking. Inshallah, we're going to keep doing this until we get it, inshallah. All right, so that is Sami'a. So you can do the next one. Let's just do the first line and then we'll finish this up. I don't want to take too much time in this. Go. All right. So let's take Shariba or Hamida. All right. Let's take Hamida. All right. So the word was alhamdu. Alhamdu means to praise. Alhamdu, to praise. And then you drop the alif, you drop the lam, you dropped all the signs on it, and then you put a fatha, fatha, fatha. But this is one of those verbs which the ayn kalima has a kasra on it, so we will say hamida. All right. How would you say those two people, those two men praised? So hamida. And then all those men praised.
Hamidu.
Hamidu. That one lady praised.
Hamid. Hamid.
Hamidat. Good. So you should be writing this also on your little column. So one of the columns is filled, and then you can fill out the other columns when you get home. All right, and then those two ladies praised, let's say they praised Allah. Hamidata. Okay? All those ladies praised Allah. So you put a sakin on this, and what do you put on the noon? Dhamma is wrong. Fatha. Hamidna. All right, Hamidna. Okay. You one man. So, sakin on the dal and then a fatha. Hamidta. Hamidta. All right. And then you two men praise. Good. And then Hamidtum. You one lady. Hamitti. And then Hamittuma, because it's the same. And then all of you, inshallah, we'll find examples of all of these in the Quran. One of these days, inshallah, we'll go through the Quran and find the examples. I praised. Good. So Hamidtu, and we praised. Hamidna. All right. So let's ask some questions. All right. First person, I praised Allah.
I praise Hamidtu.
Hamidtu. We praised Allah. Hamidna Allah. Good. That one man praised Allah.
Hamidat.
That one man.
Hamida.
Hamida. All right. First one. That one man praised Allah. Those two men praised Allah.
Hamida.
Hamida and Allah. And then all those men praised Allah.
Hamidullah.
Yeah, Hamidullah. Good. That one woman praised Allah.
Hamidta.
So this is the second.
Hamidtu.
Hamid.
Hamidtu.
So
Hamid.
with the ta with the second on it.
Hamidat.
Hamidat. Good. Good. Hamidat. So that one lady praised Allah. Those two ladies praised Allah. Hamidata. You two men praised Allah. Hamidtuma. Good. And all of you men praised Allah. Hamidtum. Good job. So this is from your name. Hamidullah. MashaAllah.
Question?
Question? Yes.
So, if I want to say Hamidata, you two ladies,
Okay,
praised Allah.
It would be you two ladies.
I'm sorry, those two ladies.
Okay, those two ladies.
Right. And so if I say Hamidata, and then I want to add Allah because of the alif there,
Yeah.
how do I change that?
Yeah. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to go like this. So this alif, even though it's there but it's not spoken, So you're just going to say Hamidatallah, Hamidatallah.
So how do you distinguish that from you, man?
This?
Yeah, one man.
So this has a fatha on the dal and this has a sakin.
Okay.
And believe me, that comes a lot in the Quran and the Hadith. You will know when there's a fatha with a ta, you will know this is for mu'annas. This is for feminine. Because it's not always, because like I told you, all of the celestial bodies in the universe, they're all mu'annas, they're all feminine. So إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت. These are all feminine words. So it comes a lot, inshallah. So Hamidata.
So for
Good
you
question.
man, you would say Hamid.
Hamidallah.
Hamidatullah. Hamidatullah.
Yeah, Hamidallah. All right. سمعت, أكلت, دخلت, دخلت الغرفة. You entered the room. دخلت الفصل. You entered the class. Okay. All right. So let me give you all the answers of shariba. شرب شربا شربوا شربت شربتا شربنا شربت شربتما شربتم شربتي شربتما شربتن شربت شربنا. All right, so I hope that makes sense. If we go to our next handout, it has the word karuma on it. So this is the last example we'll do, and then we'll move.
Now we have Dhamma in the middle one.
Exactly. Instead of dhamma, you can say dhamma. Dhamma. Okay? Dhamma. All right. So this one has karuma, karuma, karumu, karumat, karumata, karumna, karumta, karumtuma, karumtum, karumti, karumtuma, karumtunna, karumtu, karumna. So the ain kalima in this word and these types of word had a dhamma on it. So some words in the Quran, qaruba, it comes a lot, ba'uda, to be far, qaruba, to be close. These are words that Allah uses dhamma on the ain kalima, in the second letter. All right, so what are we going to use? Ba'uda means to be, he was far. Qaruba, he was close. Basura, he saw. Sa'uba, he was difficult. So let's use the word basura, he saw. It's easy. So let's use green. So from al-basru, which means to see, we dropped the alif lam, and we got the three root letters and we put a fatha on it. But this is one of those verbs where the ain kalima does not have a fatha, but it has a dhamma. So it becomes basura. Basura. Those two men saw basura. Okay? Those two men saw.
Basuru.
And this one,
Basuru.
all those men saw. Basuru, basuru. Basurat.
Basurta.
And then basurata.
Basurata.
And then basurna. Basurta. basurtuma.
Basurtum.
Basurtum, good.
Basarti.
So just try. If you can't write the Arabic, draw it. And if you can't draw it, then you can write basura, B-A-S-U-R-A. And then basura, B-A-S-U-R-A-A. You know, so you can even do it in English if you don't know how to write. Inshallah, soon we'll learn how to write. What I do in my class for the students is I give, as they come in, I give them, you know, a page to write on, and they have words, so every day they can learn how to write Arabic words. Alright, basurtun, basurti.
Basartumba.
Basurtuma.
Basurtuma,
Basartumba.
basurtunna.
Basartu.
Wow. Good. You're ahead of me. Yeah, your job is easy.
Just follow what you wrote there.
Basurtu and let's see.
Basanna.
Basurna. Good. Alright. So basura, basura, basuru, basurat, basurata, basurna. Basurta, basurtuma, basurtum, basurti, basurtuma, basurtunna, basurtu, basurna. These words, some of them, they might not come in the Quran, they might not come in Hadith, but we should at least know how to make them if the situation ever came up. Some words, they're not made, but in this pattern, you can always make all the words. All the past tense, all the present tense, and all the future tense, they will have these patterns, and it's very easy to make the words, inshallah. Alright, so we're done with this. So you can do the rest of the words on your own, in your own time. Try to see what's the ending and what to put there, and then you can do it on your own. How to use the dictionary.
Which one parallels of this one in the Quran, the Fansurna?
Fansurna is from the word nasara, which means to help.
Yeah, so
And-
a parallel very much like this, right?
Actually, it's not. Fansurna is a command, and the fa is a harful ataf, and the word is actually unsurna. Unsur means, oh Allah, help. Na means us, oh Allah, help us.
But it would be the plural, right? in this one?
Unsurna is a command, and it is basically mukhatab. So we're talking to Allah, oh Allah, you help us. So it's mukhatab. Right now we're learning Madi, so past tense. After that we'll learn present and future, and after that we'll learn the command, because command comes in the Quran a lot. So when that comes, inshallah, we'll understand how the word is actually unsurna. All right. We don't have much time, so I'm going to explain how to use this dictionary, and then we will call it a day, inshallah. All right. When searching for a word in the Arabic dictionary like ours, this Hansware dictionary that we're using, it is similar to using or searching for a word in the English dictionary. First, of course, you would look, you would try to find the first letter, then you would try to find the second letter, then the third letter, and so on and so forth. But the difference is, we will not be searching for every letter from the beginning of the word. When we're using these types of dictionaries, we're not going to go from the first letter, and for example, if the word is matlub, matlubun, we're not going to go in the meme section and start looking at it. we will actually try to figure out what's the root letter.
طلب.
Okay? What's the root letter? So sometimes there are 3 root letters, sometimes there's 4 root letters when there is a verb. When there's a noun, there's 3 letters, 3 root letters, 4 root letters, 5 root letters. So we're talking about verb right now. So let's say there are 3 root letters. So we would look and try to find what are the root letters on this. So matlubun, there's a mim, there's a ta, there's a lam, and then there's a ba. So instead of starting with the mim, we're going to see that the root letters are ta, and the root letter is lam, and the other root letter is ba, from the word talab, meaning to search or seek or to find. So all of these words, matlub, matlab, tulaba, atlubu. Atlubu means I am seeking, I am going to seek. Tulaba, students. So these are all words that you will find under the ta, lam, and ba. You're not going to go to the mim. You're not going to go in atlubu. You're not going to go to the alif, but you will go to the ta. In the same manner, maktubun, maktab. Maktubun means something that is written. Maktab means office. Maktab also means something to write on, like a desk. Uktub, it's a amr, it's a command, write. So these are words where there's a mim in the beginning, there's an alif in the beginning, but we will look at the root letters and we will go into this dictionary looking. The first letter we'll look is kaf, and then following the kaf will be the ta, and following the ta it will be the ba. So as you are leaving today, inshallah, this is another handout of how you will find a word in the dictionary. I think this is very important for us. As we're learning Arabic, we should know how to use the dictionary, and we should try to find the words. So it has, for example, in this, the example is kataba. So it shows kitab, it shows kitaba, it shows maktab, it shows maktub. So it shows that you will have to go to the kaf and the ta and the ba to find this letter. Inshallah, next week, since I wanted to make sure that all of us understood how this fi'l madi is made and what are the endings, so I gave a little bit more time on this. Next week we will learn a different fi'l. There's 2 types of fi'l madi. One is fi'l madi ma'ruf, and then the next one is fi'l madi majhul. Ma'ruf means that the doer is known. Okay? Kataba Zaydun, Zayd wrote. Kataba Zaydun ar-risala, Zayd wrote the letter. So Zayd is known, so it becomes kataba. Sometimes it's majhul. Majhul means that it is not known. Ma'ruf means it's known, and majhul means it's not known. So if you say kutiba, kutibat ar-risala. Kutiba, I'm using the feminine because ar-risala is a feminine word. So kutibat ar-risala. If you want to do it with tajweed, kutibatir risala. But we'll get into that inshallah. So the letter was written. So the doer is not known. So this is called fi'l al-fi'l al-majhul, when the doer is not known. So how would, for example, dhuriba Zaydun, Zayd was hit, and it comes in the Quran, when nufikha fi sur, the trumpet was blown. Who blew the trumpet? We don't know. Who hit Zayd? We don't know. So when the doer is not known, then the fi'l majhul is used. And the way you make fi'l majhul is, for example, let's say this is daraba, right? So daraba, to hit. That one man hit. So what if we were going to say that one man got hit? So we would, so this fi'l majhul is made from fi'l madi ma'ruf. So what we do is we change the fatha to a dhamma, We change the fatha that was here to a kasra, and we leave the lam kalima the way it was with the fatha, so it becomes ضُرِبَ. ضُرِبَ. I don't like using the word darab, hitting. There's too much hitting and violence going on in the world. So I like using words like kutiba, he wrote, or he praised one another. Yes.
How we know the root letter when we go to the dictionary?
Yeah, so this is from, going into Arabic and researching and trying to find out, and inshallah, that's how, for us, it was just reading book after book after book after book after book. 9 years for us anyway, 9 years we looked at one book after another, all in Arabic, no translation. We just, used the dictionaries and we did research and we found it. So, inshallah, the more you do research and the more, we call it mutala, you get books and you go into them and you try to find out what the author is trying to say, and we will know what the root letters are, inshallah. You will see that a lot of patterns come on this, like I told you, matlubun, majhulun, majburun. So you will know that this meme and this waw are not from the root letters. You will see, many words come on this same pattern. So you will see that majbur, it would be jim, ba, and ra. And majhul, jim, ha, and lam. And maqbul, qaf, ba, and lam. So you will see these, when it comes on these patterns, you will already know that the root letters are in the middle, inshallah. So inshallah, we'll call it a day, and as we go out, we can pick up these handouts. Subhanallah, subhanallah.